fucking hoes and popping pillies, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hey guys, my name is R16 Gaming and today I'm back with another video, and today I'm back with part 37 of my F1 2018 career mode here in Russia. This should hopefully be a pretty good Grand Prix for us. We do actually have another upgrade on the car, as you saw in the last video. We're also going to have to rebuy the major upgrade for the powertrain, as it didn't go on the car from last episode. If you didn't watch that, go watch it now. But anyway, let's go into practice for the Russian Grand Prix.
Here we are at the fascinating Sochi Autodrome in Russia for what is expected to be a compelling race weekend. Well, it all begins today with practice. Welcome then to all our viewers, and of course to Anthony Davidson as well. Now Ant, I wanted to ask you, obviously there's a lot of hard work involved in these sessions, a lot of simulations as well. Is this something the drivers enjoy, or is it just a routine that becomes a chore?
There's nothing routine about driving a Formula 1 car, I can tell you that. 300 kilometers per hour down the straights, 4G through the corners. It's hard to ignore those forces acting on your body. It's lap after lap of hard, exhausting work. You always enjoy driving these cars. It's a real privilege. Although I must say, if you're having a day where you can't get the car to do what you want and it's generally underperforming, then it's a lot harder to stay motivated. But never a chore, no. Even if you're having a tough start to the weekend, at this point you know that if you work hard at it, there's still an opportunity to turn things around.
So here we are, kind of around the final corner to complete our track acclimatization. Purple score there. Easy as peas. If you don't get purple score on the track acclimatization, you've got something wrong with you. As we go green for the qualifying lap time there, we're going to go once again, and we're going to get a purple lap time and go very deep in the final corner there. That was a bit of a shame that I didn't get it first time. But we're also going to get purple score for the race strategy, so that's another decent amount of resource points going onto our car for this Grand Prix. Again, there's going to be another skipping tyres. It's going to be the same amount of tyres as was in Singapore. Hyper softs, ultra softs, as well as the softs. Super softs, I just guess no one likes them. They hardly get used. But anyway, Claire wants to speak. We've got an interview with Claire now. She said our pace was good, and she also said I scraped the walls a few times. No, I didn't. I just went off a little bit wide. That's what she means, but she says scrape the walls because she's fat. I said that in a couple of videos. Maybe last video or the video before, Italy or Singapore, I said about that and how it's a bit broken. Hopefully they fix it for F1 2019. We are going to get a pretty decent amount of resource points here. About 400, I want to say. I say that pretty much after every single session. With 407, moved us up into 525 resource points there. So that is a pretty fat amount of resource points. Unfortunately, we've got no upgrades to buy. Well, we do. We just don't have any that are really productive for our car right this second, at least. So we're going to save those resource points until we get until next weekend at least. It's also going to be a bit of rain towards the end of this Russian Grand Prix. But let's go into qualifying for the Russian Grand Prix.
Welcome back to Sochi. We're about to be joining the action down in the pit lane as the cars get ready to embark on their qualifying runs.
So here we are, everyone, with our one and only run in Q1. Up to the line, everything goes fastest. We go even faster with a 130 dead. I think that's a 130 dead anyway. Yes, it is. And Perez is actually a lot slower. No, he's only 3 temps. I thought I said 3.3 temps there. But anyway, the two Toros, the two Williams, as well as Van Dorn, are all out of the qualifying here now. So Q2 is next. Well, hopefully we can get a good... I think we're going to just qualify on the Hypersoft tyres, because Russia is pretty much a one-stop strategy no matter what. And if you didn't watch my Russian Grand Prix for Season 1, you also would have seen that I had to do a two-stop strategy, even when I tried to go on the Hypersoft tyres, because there's a weird bloody glitch that gave me 100% tyre wear straight up the start. But anyway, halfway through our Q2 lap, we're going to get in a bit of traffic here with Sebastian Vettel, who had a very good Grand Prix last week time out in Singapore. Probably trying to hold us up so he can beat us this time out. But anyway, up to the line, we're going to set a 1:29.8, I'm pretty sure it says. And that's faster than our Q1 lap time, and that's also got us through into Q3. Magnussen and the two Saubers, the two Hasses, the two Saubers, as well as the other McLaren, Fernando Alonso, are all the retirements from Q2. So the two Ferraris managed to get through. It's a bit of a, well, which is a bit of a shock, I want to say, after the last couple of Grand Prix. They didn't have the very best qualifying sessions, but hey ho, it is what it is. But this is our one and only lap time. I think it might be. I think it's our one and only lap time. It's at least our fastest lap time because it's a full bloody lap. I can tell that. But yeah, into turn 2, as we go past a little kind of kink, over the cutting that little bit of curb there in turn 3. Now, I love this corner for some. I don't know why I like it so much. I just like how it's just flowing and it flows into this corner. Bit of a braking zone. You don't actually have to brake that hard for that corner. Like the speed you carry through the long left-hander doesn't really mean you have to brake that much. But that right-hander after 6-1 split, sometimes I go like a lot really wide. Sometimes I don't. It changes all the time. This corner you go all the way up to the white blue line, so you don't scrub off as much speed. Sebastian Vettel says a 1:32.5. I think that says as his first banker lap time. We're definitely going to smash that because we are so much faster than the Ferrari, and we've already in our Q1 lap time we already went faster than that. We're already purple through the middle sector as well. This little section is pretty naughty, to be honest. At the end of the back straight, the little chicane, this one's a lot harder than I think than the first one. You go a little bit really wide, nearly touching the barrier there on the exit. That could have been the end of our lap time. Max Verstappen goes fastest for 1:31.8, I'm pretty sure it says, or 1:31.6. Round the final corner though, we're going to come up to the line. What lap time are we going to set? We're going to set a 1:29.1. Our fastest lap time of the weekend. And where's that going to be? Put us at the end of qualifying. That's going to put us pole by a couple of attempts over our teammate. We're 1.8 seconds faster than Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. And he's in the second fastest team. Perez is a couple of attempts, 3 attempts further down. But yeah, that is the top 10 without penalties at least. That's how the top 10 is going to start. With up to 20 points, 9 points ahead of Daniel Ricciardo now in our rivalry. We're starting a new one with Perez. If you didn't watch the last video, we beat him by a couple of points. I think it's 2 or 3. This is going to give us about 140 resource points there. We're nearly up to 700 resource points, so still saving until we get to Japan at least. But yeah, hopefully we can have a good run. That rain's a bit worrying towards the end of the Grand Prix, but let's go into the Russian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. Situated just 3 miles from the Georgian border, the 3.6 miles Sochi Autodrome has 2 notable overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and then turn 13. 18 corners in total here, 12 to the right and 6 to the left, and it's an average lap speed of around 130 miles per hour. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Joker. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Joker lines up on pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Bottas, Vettel, Hülkenberg, Sainz and Kevin Magnussen, Ericsson, Leclerc, Romain Grosjean and Alonso, Hartley, Stroll, Kimi Raikkonen. They've taken a grid penalty, and Sergei Sirotkin. Van Dorn and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
As we're now sat on the grid ahead of the Russian Grand Prix, as you saw there, at least Pierre Gasly as well as Kimi Raikkonen all have both have penalties. I didn't really get to see if anyone else has penalties, but yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a 2-stop strategy, maybe a 3-stop, depending 2-stop depending on that rain, how far it is towards the end. If it comes with 2 laps to go, I'm definitely not stopping. It might be fast to go on intermediate tyres, but will we make about that time? Probably, but I doubt the AI will stop with like 2 laps to go as well. So, I mean, if we are going to switch to intermediate tyres, I at least want about 5 laps remaining. Because I do not want to do what I did in Belgium, stop just before before the crossover period when I had to go on intermediate tyres. And I don't want to throw away another win, because I want to finish this season off on a high, because I want to win this bloody World Championship. The Constructors has been confirmed as Force India, but the Drivers' Championship is yet to be confirmed. It's going to be one of the Force India boys, but who is it as we line up on the grid ahead of the Russian Grand Prix? We need a good start as we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps ahead of the Russian Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go. As I said, we need a good start. We get a god-awful one. Already dropped down to P3. Already, well, we're going to step into the slipstream of Daniel Ricciardo here. Are we going to be able to pull ahead and get back in front of the Aussie driver into turn 2? Yes, we are, as well as our teammate. We're going to dive up the inside, get a bit wide on the exit of turn, well, cutting the corner of turn 3 at least. But we're back up into P1 at the end of the start finish straight. Or our start, it was a bit, well, our start was dead, but we managed to get back to position. But now lap 4 with DRS, Perez is going up or inside at the end of the back straight. We had the outside line and now the inside line. We're going to cut across him, squeeze him out like I normally do. But lap 5 though, he's coming back at us. We're going to defend the inside line. No, we're not going to stick around the outside, as we'll have the inside line for the next corner, and that's just going to give us the position. I prefer that line, having the inside line going into turn 2 as we go through turn 1 there. But look at this pace. He's a lot further ahead of us now than he was before the lap before. We're still good up his inside and still going to be able to keep hold of P1 in this Russian Grand Prix. But once again, here we go again. We've had a little bit of contact there, as on lap 8 going around our outside. This time we're going to have the inside line. Once again, keeping a position ahead of Perez here. I mean, this is good rate. It's quality content. I say it's quality content. It's basically the same thing over and over again. It's content for the video, making it go a bit beefier, but it's basically the same thing of me just like losing position around the outside, keeping the inside line, and well, keeping P1. But lap 10, we're in for our pit stop. The Hypersofts have died. We've got 16 laps. No, 17 laps to go on these Hypersoft tyres, unless of that rain, of course. But hopefully we can like drag these out and get these towards the well, hopefully we can get these as far as possible throughout the race, and hopefully we can get back in front of Perez when he pits, because we're going for the undercut, which on paper should be a lot faster. But as you saw there, we've dropped a load of positions in quick concession as we've kind of come out right behind some bloody traffic. Look at that traffic that we've just come out behind. Bloody hell. We're lap 11, going on the end of the first sector. We're going to go side by side with K-Mag here into the right-hander, under braking. We're back up into P9, so that's at least 2 points going on for us. Up the inside of Carlos Sainz now, in a couple of corners later, and yeah, we're up into P8, and we've got this Carlos Sainz's teammate coming up. We're going to have the slipstream, rich mix, medium ERS and DRS. Easy pass there. He's still on the Hypersoft tyres with dead tyres. We're going to go round his outside, and we're going to get P7 as our teammate's now in the pits and end of lap 11. So's the clerk. He's gone out. His teammate's gone out for another lap. By the looks of it, but his tyres, look how dead his tyres are. He should have come out on lap 10, got the undercut on his teammate, but hey, it is what it is. But Perez just coming out of the pit exit there. We've managed to get back ahead of the Mexican. We've also got R16 between us and Perez. Speaking of which, here he comes. Round our outside into turn 1. We're going to go under braking. We're going to go a lot later than he is, and we're going to secure P2 for us there. But speaking of which, we're going to go purple on lap 12, and on lap 13, we're going to overtake Verstappen for the lead of the Russian Grand Prix, as we set a purple lap time going on to lap 18 or 19, whatever that was. As well as Sebastian Vettel's out of the Grand Prix, so we got P3 last race, and he's now out of it. Ferrari have not had a fun time here. But look at this, I've slowed it down. You can now, if you look at my car, you can see the raindrops are falling with only 2 laps left. This is, look how much chaos is causing for the AI. I said I wasn't going to pit if the rain fell with a couple of laps left. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pit, but look how, there's no grip whatsoever. Speaking of which, this is more chaos, as bloody Hulkenberg nearly rear ends the clerk. So Kimi Raikkonen also going wide, getting a double overtake there if he needed them. I'm not sure if he did, but yeah, the AI are suffering so much with these wet tyres. We're coming up to where the where that chaos happened, but there's just no grip as we go sideways, managing to catch that. Jesus Christ, that was a good catch, but we've got one more corner to go. Can we navigate the corner? Yes, we can. We go sideways over the finish line as we win the Russian Grand Prix. Hat-trick of wins there. Oh, you don't understand how tense I was on those last couple of laps when I'm recording this, because any mistake, I basically was going to throw away the win. I was definitely not going to come in for intermediate tyres, but yeah, there was no grip whatsoever. That was such a hard ending. One of the hardest endings to a Grand Prix I've ever done. Harder than probably Brazil last year, because Brazil had intermediate tyres on and there's still like less grip. But this I had the same condition, but with ultra soft tyres. So that was a bit of a shame. That's a bit exciting. But Daniel Ricciardo is the other person to get on the pits. It's basically guaranteed, unless Perez retires, that it's going to be a 1-2 for Force India. Yeah. So it's literally for the AI. It's literally who can be best of the rest. Well, that's pretty much what it is now. Force India, it's like going to be 2016 with Mercedes. Same power unit, I suppose. Well, suppliers anyway. But yeah, the top 10 for the rest of apart from the podium, is Max Verstappen, Bottas, and I've been shafted by myself. But we do move up 78 points ahead of our teammate. If we win Japan, we'll be 75 points. If we get at least 1 point in 1 point over our teammate in USA, we will win the championship, I'm pretty sure. Guaranteed already, it's been sealed, the Constructors' Championship. We're now 314 points ahead of Red Bull. Sergei Sorokin, Toros, Brennan Hartley as Stroll. They're the only people not to get a championship point this season. So that's a bit of a shame for Brennan Hartley and Sergei Sorokin. No one cares about Stroll. So it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, Lewis Hamilton also come 5th, so I'm not going to tell you the top 5 because I've shafted myself. But Claire wants to speak to us now, and she says she wants to know how I'm feeling after that really dominant win. I said it's amazing, the power unit was on fire. And she said I was lucky not to end that race with that crash. Not sure what crash she's on about. Probably something me going wide, I'm not sure. But I'm just going to say no comment really. I'm probably no, maybe not. I said I'm lucky. Aerodynamics, something with the aerodynamics, I don't know. But it's going to put their morals down. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because we've already purchased the final upgrade. Only thing it might do is the chance of it actually getting put on the car. That might go down, but I highly doubt that it will fail. I'm going to eat my words, aren't I? I don't, probably. But yeah, that's going to give us a pretty decent amount of resource points as well. We get a race bonus there. Team goals as well. We get a 600, so we're nearly 1,000 resource points for that Grand Prix. That is fantastic. That is good. We are banking in with these bloody
Keep it up.
bloody resource points. We've got a new contract negotiation. We're going to go, we're already level 3 with everything. With pit stops, we're going to go level 3, upgrade speed and all the rest is up. Pit stop, which doesn't really matter. Team goal is going to be hard. Team order, first driver. Quality position is going to be first. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go pit stop level 3 as well. And where's this going to put us? Really high up, so that's going to fail. What we're going to put down, we're probably going to go with easy team goal, as we don't really need it. Is we accept it, and it's failed again. So we're just going to put level 1. Are we going to put level 1? Yes, we are. Pit stop efficiency and major and minor upgrades to reduce by 1 week. And level 2 pit stop. So that's going to be accepted. Might as well have not done anything because it's literally basically the same contract. It's, well, same contract value anyway. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, we've got 1.6 thousand resource points. We're still waiting for that upgrade to go on the car so we can put a few more power unit upgrades on. That upgrade is going to be on the aerodynamic upgrade is going to be on for the car for Japan. Hopefully, at least we got the brake upgrade for Japan as well. Well, hopefully at least we're going to change our parts more likely than for the final time for the season. unless we do like a challenge video or something towards the end. Depending on when we win the yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some challenge videos towards the end of the season, depending on when we win the championship or when the championship gets decided. But we're actually going to go into Japan, just to see if our upgrades get put on the car for that Grand Prix. Hopefully they bloody do. The parts have been arrived from the factory without issue. Yes, that's what we want. We've at least got one of our parts. What parts are going to be on the car? Is anything going to be, are we going to get shafted? No, we're not. Aerodynamics is finally complete. We have completed the aerodynamics for the Force India. 25 out of 25. That is great. Like that. Oh, that actually feels really good. Chassis, we're not actually that far ahead of Red Bull. Yeah, it's season 1. Chassis was basically the only thing we was upgrading, but we've upgraded fully the aerodynamics this season, basically. Did a couple last season, but we finished it off this season. And our car is so dope. Look how much, like, look at the performance difference between that. Like, you could probably build a house between that gap, which is very, very good. But anyway, that is basically going to be the end of this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the Russian Grand Prix. The exciting end to the video, well, to the race at least. But anyway, up next is Japan in Suzuka. So hopefully we have a good race there. We might be able to, like, basically seal the championship there going into the USA. But anyway, I'll be seeing this game and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.